So what's up guys, new video talking about something slightly different. Also, as you can see, background is kinda different right now. I actually noticed, wait, it's on this side. Wait, the other way. How difficult is this? I don't know, man. But yeah, as you can see, the whole background is different right now, mainly because I'm in the process of moving to my new place. The moment I get to my new place will be more streams, more videos. So if you haven't yet liked this video, subscribe to the channel as well. In this video, however, we are going to talk more about the dungeon teams, current fastest dungeon teams, how they were made, when they were made, who made them, what kind of teams they were based off. It's just like a kind of a recap video of one. Might you ask, what's this thing over here? This way? That's something I painted like 15 years back or so when I was still a RuneScape player and I had to paint shit on my wall and stuff like that. So in case you're asking. So first of all, GB12. GB12 was made by someone from the Korean community. I don't exactly know who made it, and it was kind of difficult for me to find out who made this team specifically. The team, of course, in this case is the Belial team with Triple Ikaru. That team is insanely good. I also don't really see anything being any better anytime soon. So this was made in late December of last year, and this team was possible due to... Wait, let me actually put this up. What's with this quality? Looking at Gucci quality stuff. But this team, the main thing about this team is that the Belial does a lot of damage because its S1 drains from both of those towers. And as you can also see on the left tower, you actually drain a 46k HP, and on the right tower only 25k HP. That also means that your damage from S1 on a team up on Belial is going to do a lot more damage if he drains from the tower with more HP. Therefore, you cannot put Belial towards every team because you just expect him to do a lot of damage on S1. Now, he does a lot of damage on S1 because he drains a lot of HP from like another unit. And therefore, this team becomes very strong in Giants, but is not as great in other dungeons. Is there any other faster potential, or let's first go over what is my average time? I can make it about to like 20 to 23 second average. It still kind of depends on like how much the Lucian derps. Of course, what's the better solution is a Seraph. With Seraph, you can actually drag this team down to 20-second average, which is pretty nutty. It's really nutty. So that's a crazy team, and I don't see it getting any better anytime soon. Because you pretty much clear wave 1 in 1 hit, wave 2 in potentially 3 hits as fastest, wave 3 in 1 hit, and wave 4 also in 3 hits, which is about 18 seconds, which is super crazy, super nutty. And this team is not gonna get any better than this. Then the next one is DB12. DB12 was made in about April of 2021 by King Rex, which was based off a team of me, and that was based off a team of the guy that made the Trikaru. So this team is going for double a star. And the double a star team needs a very specific high tuning on the double or the triple Icarus to have the triple Icarus, all 3 triple Icarus, move double before the right tower to put immunity. If you have that, you can actually lower down the damage on the Astars, and you can still make this team work. Of course, for all of those videos, I put in the description the links towards all of those videos so you can check what you would like. Also, check out the Discord, because in Discord I put all of the guides of all of the videos about everything in a pretty quick like lookup table thingy. So that is really recommended to look at. So average time for me is about 30 seconds right now. I know King Rex is running it faster. He can drag it down to average like 28, 29. But it is highly dependent on what kind of runes you have on your Astars. You need 2 really good sets. I've also seen one person doing it with 1 Astar and then still the same mechanics. But that 1 Astar had like a super crazy set that was like 280 crit damage and then plus like 2.5k attack or something. I'm like, okay, this guy been farming the shit out of ancient rage runes, and he's been getting a few good ones. So if you have that, which is an insanely crazy set, then that could be an option as well. The team that it was based off from me was actually introducing Trikaru plus a Vert plus a Astar. And that was based off the team, of course, from the original maker of the Trikaru team, which was Trigaro Vert. So Trigaro Vert can go down to like 36, 37 seconds average if you have really crazy runes on those. My team with the Astar could do about the same with a lot less rune requirement, I would say, at least on the Icarus. You didn't need like crazy damage sets. And it was more spread out because you actually had 5 units rather than 4. And the King Rex team is mainly about having the good tuning on the Icarus and therefore having that. So any faster potential? I don't know. People arguably say that you can put a Belial in this thing as well. But let me actually show you the following. So on Swarframe you can also see what kind of stats all of the dungeons have. So let me open that for GB12. So for GB12 you can see that one tower has about like half a mil XP and the other one has a quarter mil XP. Or HP, not XP, HP. So therefore S1 from a Belial does a lot more damage. Whereas if we go for a DB12, which you can't see, but this is DB12, you can see, well, you can see a Legendary Dragon. You can see that one tower is only 1.3 or like 132k HP and the other one is close to half a mil. So every time that you do the S1 from this thing, you're not gonna do that much damage. So with that in mind, I'm not really sure if the S1 actually always alternates between max HP or total HP or percentage from max HP or total HP or something like that. But the moment you take from this thing, it's a lot less damage. Plus the issue that you have, which you don't really have in Giants, is if things go wrong, you don't get early armor breaks, you do not enough damage, there's still a lot of fallback that you can kill the thing, because there's still armor break, Lucian can still do a good amount of damage. And in the case of the dragon, the moment immunity gets there, you're going to do very minimum damage on that dragon. A thing that I might see that might work, but we're really far-fetching stuff right now, is a Sarath, Lucifer, and then a triple Ikaru. And then you need Lucifer on very crazy runes. That's the only thing I might see this being fast, but I haven't really seen anyone try out this stuff. Then the next dungeon, of course, is MB12. It was made in 2021 October. And this was also made by me. And it was made on a team based of mine ×2. So we're gonna actually showcase the other 2 teams as well. But this team is a Julie one-shot. So Julie one-shot is very difficult. It takes a lot of effort into the Julie to make this work. And then we have the Lucas, and the Lucas is just very good for dealing enough damage, having not too much setup, like he provides a lot of the setup for dealing the damage by himself. And that makes him just a very viable unit out there. Then the Icarus, of course, are just triple fighters, pretty much as possible. You need a shield set in there. And I can get around like 30-second average on this team. So to look at the other teams that I was using before, let me actually copy those as well. So the version it was based off was the Suicide Lucian with the Astar one, which I think in most cases, most people still use to this day. And it is actually about the same average as my Lucas team. The Lucas team is a lot less RNG based, but in average, it's kind of the same thing actually. So more or less, I would recommend you to use this team because it's just a lot easier to run. Because I actually tried quite a bunch of different options today or yesterday, and I could see that I could make a triple fight set on Lucian and one-shot the waves with it. It's actually very easy to one-shot waves with Lucian. That easy that I could even manage it with a triple fight set. Main issue is that Lucian derps, so therefore I like Julie more. But if you use Julie, it gets very difficult of doing enough stuff to the boss to kill it in the right amount of rotations all the time. So that is slightly an issue. Astar is a lot better than Lucas for damage in general, I would say. But with Lucas, it's just, yeah, I don't know. You need the Julie, you need the Lucas. But in the end, it's not as much faster as I would have hoped it to be. So with that all said, it's pretty much the same speed. If you want to make anything, I would recommend to make this team. And this team was actually based off a team that I also created, which is actually pretty easy to run, which was the Ikaru, or double Ikaru, double Raw Oak, and then an Astar. Lucian version is just better. That's the main thing. Only thing you have to keep in mind with the Lucian version, Lucian has to die on the third wave. That makes it best because then the triple Ikaru would team up with only a star and not with Lucian, and that makes things a lot slow. So things that I tried yesterday, I actually tried Ken Lead. Ken Lead has a 33 crit rate lead, and with 33 crit rate lead, I was able to kill the waves with the Julie one shot. However, Ken doesn't make it any better than Lucas. It was about like 32-second average. I am thinking about going for twins because twins have a 24 crit rate lead, and I think I might be able to manage to one shot the waves with a Julie and a 24 lead. But then I still have to think of that I need a lot of fight sets, and I'm not sure how good that will be for the other damage dealers out there right then and there. Because I think I would have to do something different than the Ikarus. But I'm not entirely sure yet what or where. So I'm not entirely sure yet how that would work out. Moving on to the next. So then for the SF10 team. SF10 team has been the same for quite a while. It was made in 21 January. It's only slightly bit faster than the other team with Lucian in there. And again, I don't really like Lucian because of its inconsistency. Plus you have the issue of going for, what's it called? So in this case, I will be showcasing like a few of the older teams. So we have those, then we have this. This is the main team that a lot of people would use. Also the team that I recommend people to use. But the issue is that it can be faster, and it can be faster if you go for a damage set and a damage. Oh, I actually tried to Julie this, which is impossible. But the best set is with a Seth on damage, a Rogue on damage, and then those other units. Because of the team-ups, you're also very likely to have enough dots, which is not always the case if you get resisted a few times if you use the Lucian team. So with that all being said, this is by far the fastest team you can have. The only issue is that you actually need to do enough damage on your Seth and Rogue to clear the waves pretty consistently. So clearing this middle stage is very easy, that's not a big thing. But this one, if it uses S2, then Rogue will clean up the whole wave. And it makes it relatively fast on those waves, even though you don't one-shot those waves. Plus you have a lot of dots in here, which makes Incinerate kill most of the time. So this team, I don't really see it getting any faster. Maybe that is a possibility with Zerath. So let's say you go Zerath and you go a few other units, let's say Zerath, and you go more in towards like Rogue and maybe now the slightly boosted, what's it called, Kung Fu Girl Wind. You might have a faster team than 30 seconds, but you're still dependent on the buff block, or which is kind of an issue as well. So I'm not really sure if this can get any much faster in anyhow. I also don't think that the Zerath team together with just the Dodders is actually better than this team. I think it's about the same if I'm not mistaken. Then the final one, PZ10. PZ10 was actually my longest running team, and it's still running really good. It's still pretty much the fastest team out there. Made it in 2020 in November already, so that's quite a while back. And the team consists of a Julie one-shot, could be Zerath one-shot, a Homunculus, and then double Ikaru and a Crow. Crow is actually a lot better right now because this is showcasing a really slow run. But Crow is a lot better right now because he actually goes for AI, where he always uses S3 if there's enough dots on him. So that makes things a lot faster. Average run that I have on this right now is about 21 seconds-ish. So keep in mind, these were runes from like a year and a half ago, and I was getting like 24, 25 average. Crow got buffed, and now it's quite a bit better. The better option is Zerath. Zerath is a lot more consistent on S1 dots than the Homunculus is, because Homunculus S1 is about 50% for landing, and I think Zerath is 100% landing. So with that said, I would say Zerath is a bit more consistent. It's not necessarily better, it's not necessarily a must. But with that said, this is still the best team, and I don't really see any improvements on any of these teams in any case. So, would you say that you've seen this video right now and any of those teams you would say like, oh, but I have a faster team on average? Keep that in mind. I do not want to see your Helia, Brandia, blah, blah, blah bullshit that runs like that works once in a million times. It's like, but I got a 16-second Dragon's team. I don't give a shit. If you can't run it on auto, I don't care. Like legit. If you can't farm with it properly, I don't care. It has to be a fast team. So with that said, these are pretty much the fastest dungeon teams out there, and I hope you enjoyed this video and see you in the next one. And also, once again, if you have any upgrades ideas or upgrades potentials or actually know an upgrade straight up, let me know in the comments because I'm always curious to try out different teams and maybe you'll be featured in the next video. So guys, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.